planning. Planning. When we go to the county assembly, when we go to the county leadership, I tell you, we were 32. 30 elected MCAs, together with governor and deputy governor. There was no CEC. There was no even law that we were still grappling with the law. You know, it was a new
dispensation,
altogether.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody went to court. We delayed for around 6-7 months before we got nominated MCS. Thank God, and I really did not come here to campaign for Cheboi, but we will talk about it later. Cheboi had come from a serious office that knew how to work. He had come from Higher Education Loans Board, so he knew how to structure an organization.
Yeah.
We spent around 6 months structuring, 8 months. There was no vehicle. Even the governor was using his own vehicle. The assembly, we were using seats that were used by councillors. Even the seat that the governor said was the seat of the clerk of Baringo, Koibate, County Council. Now, the staff, the secretaries, we brought them, most of them from Ravine and Kabarnet municipality. It was a difficult thing, but thank God, we are the first county in this country to do a ward fund. And I want to also say, we had a lot of wealth of experience from the then former councillors. We had around 10 former councillors. We had Mandevu ya Osama. We had Cheboi.
Mogotio Ward.
We had Mheshimiwa Marehemu Kagathi. We had Jelal from Mogotio. We had Leka Kimon.
From Chamus.
We had Tamuka. We had so many councillors. So, despite the new dispensation, they knew how to structure a government, and in that regard, councillors from Koibate County Council were the most progressive. I can say that without blinking.
So, in so many words, what you're trying to say is the previous regime, you had wealth of experience. That's one. Two.
Yes.
You were able to structure, to lay down structures for the new dispensation, or rather the birth of Baringo County government.
And I can tell you, the whole budget was 3 billion. 3, and we were to pay nurses, we were to pay doctors, we were to look for new doctors.
Now, what do you think led? You had mentioned the high expectations. Ndio watu wakaenda kuwaondoa kwenye kura from the governor.
Yeah, we are coming there.
Yes.
You know, comment. If Raya had sat and thought well about the kind of leadership we had, I do not want to forget, in real sense, we were number 3. In real sense. And we were number 1 in fiscal discipline. So you know what fiscal discipline is. But there was a lot of misunderstanding. There was a lot of propaganda.
Rollover.
And do you know what the rollover is now? 47 over 47. When you got here, we were number 47 over 47. When you go to Nandi, 47 over 47. You see, you go to Nakuru County, they were number 47 over 47. Hey, 47, nani, little changanya. And then here, and I want to tell you another makosa. And I want to tell these leaders. Ukichaguliwa nani, chungana sana usinone. Hey, you know, like Mheshimiwa Lesonate, hakuna kitu amefanyia Ravine. Hakuna, lakini kitu tu imesaidia hajanona. I'm telling you.
Well, we may not talk about that because he's not here, but hiyo kunona, that's a bit hilarious. What does it mean? Ukichaguliwa na unone, what does that mean to Raila?
Wananchi wanasema huyu tulichagua akaenda kukula tu. kuna kazi anatufanya. Even if you are doing your best. Even if you are trying your best. Oh, my friend.
Kazi yake ni kukula.
Kazi yake ni kukula. Ona vitu yetu. And I'm telling you, that thing, see, I told you my father was the first MP. One of the legacies my father left. And everybody is still talking about is this Sapatia Farmers Cooperative Society. After Siasa, then Mzee came. He was a serious dairy farmers, doing up to 400 liters a day of milk. So in that, wazee wakamuita wakamwambia, wewe mzee kuja ukue manager hapa. I have a story from my aunt, my late aunt. She told me one day she was sitting, then his brother was going. So my father was huge. He was huge. He was a giant. So some guys were there discussing. You know, you job I'm a So in politics, kunona iko na shida kidogo. And then again, kunona ni shida kwa sababu your health.
It's true.
So those are some of the things. It was a misunderstanding, but I tell you, comment. Including even this skyline, they benefited from us. Where we see, they benefited a lot.
The county government.
Yes, from the first regime of Cheboi. Actually, even though we were left, we had structured the county in a manner that if somebody had gotten, if we had gotten the right person, because also part of the things that the current regime did, they tried to avoid what the first regime had done. In fact, it is this financial year that now they are starting to see kumbe tungekuwa tunafanya milk. You know even Cheboi is being accused of Kabarnet study. And I tell you the truth, Kabarnet Stadium was work in progress. Just like this milk plant in Kaburu here. We had budgeted Kabarnet Stadium the first 17 million for start. Building that thing to completion would take around 100 million. So there was a budget of 17, and this one was a budget of 22 million. Then when we went to the next time we went, we said we would do 30 million. Hapo ndio ilikwamia. Mtu alikuja kuuliza, mnajenga stadium yenye haina title? Na mtu akiclaim, that's another folly. Even this one in Kericho and in Ravine. It has no title. Even the office of the governor, Baringo, no title.
But things are happening.
So, yes. But in due course, these things will be done. Because there will always be a budget of Baringo. There will always be appropriations. But now, it depends on the person who will